talk now about the royal family. I don't know if you've seen this front page lead, but it immediately caught my eye and I read it. It's by Richard Kay, a very well-known royal reporter. He used to be a very good friend of Princess Diana, actually. And he's making the point that with an absent king, a sometimes absent Prince William, Kate, whose health we worry about, and the two feuding brothers, he says if the royal family is not quite at the 11th hour, it is perilously close. And he issues an impassioned warning, says the Daily Mail, that no one who cares about the monarchy can ignore. So is it the end for the royal family?
Well, let's get the thoughts of royal correspondent and writer Michael Cole. Good to see you this morning, Michael. What do you make of the situation that we're in now? Do you think that the royal family is close to or almost at the 11th hour?
Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Anne. Royal Armageddon round the corner. Are the tumbrils rolling down the Mall towards Buckingham Palace? Well, I've known Richard Kay for more than 40 years. You couldn't meet a more down-to-earth, more sensible person. And essentially, over 2 pages, this is his memo to the royal family saying, get your act together or lose public confidence. As Anne just intimated, he's listed all the troubles that they've had. It should be said that, Richard is, as Anne said, he was very, very close to Princess Diana. She was the journalist she trusted most. And unlike people who've only met Diana for about 5 minutes, he's never written a book about it. So he's a very sensible, as I say, reliable person and the most authoritative royal writer on British newspapers, as far as I'm concerned. So we have to take him seriously. And he does say, in effect, the ship of state is proceeding, but is there anybody on the quarterdeck? Who is giving orders? Who's in charge? Who's leading? Is it Prince William? Is it Queen Camilla? And he raises concerns and lists the public mockery that is being raised and aimed at the royal family in the foreign press and even in this country. I think, though, we have to look at it with the hindsight and a little bit of history, because all of us here lived through the first week of September 1997, after the terrible tragic death of Diana, Princess of Wales, and Dodi Al-Fayed and their chauffeur Henri Paul in Paris. And the atmosphere in London that week was very, very strange indeed. And in fact, the Queen really feared that she may be booed when she came down from Balmoral. And that thought was with her when she went to Buckingham Palace and a man came forward and gave her some flowers. And the Queen went to put it with the other flowers in tribute to Diana. And the man said to her, no, they're for you. And at that moment, she realized that she wasn't being held up to opprobrium and ridicule and hatred. And that was a real crisis. And the greatest crisis, of course, of the 20th century was the abdication crisis of December 1936. So I would only say that the royal family has faced worse things. That's not to minimize what's gone on over the last week, because it has been serious. And I've said so on this channel, indeed, with you ladies at times. And Richard sets out his concerns, and he has criticism. He has criticism for Prince William. He says that his nickname is now 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the afternoon, because after that he's off duty. And then Richard says, well, that's a bit unfair because he was at the Diana Awards the other night. And also criticism of the King's private secretary while he's undergoing cancer treatment. And of course, we all wish him well, the successful completion of that. And there's a very rude nickname for Sir Clive Anderton, who is the King's private secretary. Essentially, Richard is saying, get a grip. And I think that's good advice.
Yeah, I think we deserve better, actually. And that sounds harsh too, but they are our royal family. We pay for them. And I think we just need a bit more reassurance that things are all right. Because at the moment, and as he points out, they feel like a rudderless ship, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's true. And I honestly don't think that they've been terribly well served by their staff. I mean, the debacle of last weekend with royal fake photo fiasco, what were the press people, the highly paid press people at Kensington Palace doing, allowing this photograph to be distributed? In every press office, there has to be an abominable no man, somebody who says, no, this is a bad idea, even to the principals, sometimes even to save them from themselves. Where were the people doing that? These people get a big fat salary, and this was a grade A disaster that shouldn't have happened, and that's triggered a lot of the concern that's gone on. It may be a trivial thing, but small things start big events. You know, a cloud on the horizon can turn into a storm.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, somebody somewhere, either it was one of their staff members who you've just been talking about, or it was Prince William, or whoever, I don't know, but they allowed Catherine to take the rap and to have to apologise when we know she's not well. It just doesn't feel right, does it?
You made a brilliant point, and of course that's right. She nobly explained what had happened. She said, I did it. She didn't seek to blame anybody else. And of course, all this is a distraction at a time when she's coping with her own health problems. And my goodness, don't we wish her well for a speedy and prompt and complete recovery? So there needs to be firmer grip being taken. The King cannot do everything. He's undergoing his treatment and it's ongoing, and it won't be 5 minutes. It's going to be a protracted period. And they've got to get their act together. There's got to be a semblance, in fact, a reality, not a semblance, of control. Somebody's got to step up. You know, cometh the hour, cometh the man, or cometh the woman. And it must be said that Queen Camilla has shown a commendable willingness to take the lead. But they've got to work together. If they don't work together, they fall together.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the first time I felt worried about them. Michael, thank you very much indeed.